This is the Henry's Child Podcast. Am I crazy? Or am I just raving?
Hey guys, Thom here. Today's episode of the Am I Crazy or Am I Just Raving podcast is going to be kind of a between-isode. And truth be told, I'm actually in between interviews this week, so I wanted to kind of get something out there and give you just a quick update and kind of let you know what's going on with us. Before I get into that, I did want to mention that Jollymon is releasing their CD, Voidwalker, today at the Old Nick Show in Eugene. You know what? If you're in Eugene anyway, you should check it out. From what Carrie told me, they're actually releasing different CDs. Like, I think there are different colors for live shows versus if you sort of buy them online, or obviously if you get them digitally, they don't come in a physical package, but it's really good. And when Carrie came in and did the podcast about a month ago, I was able to listen to the vast majority of Voidwalker, and I'll tell you, it's really good. But then again, I'm not super surprised, only because those guys are awesome musicians and awesome people too. We get along so great with those guys. It really does seem to be the year of the resurgence of elemental bands. Floater released The Thief in 2018, a few weeks ago. Voidwalker from Jollymon is getting released tonight at the Old Nick Show. And a new Henry's Child record is going to be released this year. It is a trip. It is really, really cool. And also, I should mention to you, in preparation for that, I have bought tickets for the entire band to the Doug Fir Show in Portland. So if you are not yet planning on going to the Portland CD release show for Jollymon, you should really consider it, because we're going to be there, and it looks like there's a good chance that it's going to sell out. So if you are not familiar with it, Doug Fir is a really awesome venue. It is up in Portland where I live, and it's right off of Burnside, so it has super easy access from the freeway. So you might want to consider that. That'd be really cool. Another offhanded, sort of not very band-related thing is that Rich and I are going to Utopia at Revolution Hall tomorrow night. So if you do happen to be in Portland for some reason and want to stop by and get a drink or say hi, just hit us up over Facebook and let me know. We'll be at Rev Hall probably between 7 and 9 o'clock. And, looking forward to it. Rich and I are very much Todd Rundgren fans, so when we heard that Utopia was reuniting, it's kind of a big deal. So very excited about that show. So speaking of Henry's Child shows, we do have a show coming up that is going to be at a festival that is going to be in Lebanon. And the festival in Lebanon is called Guitars Under the Stars. We're going to be playing on Saturday, July 28th at 2 p.m. As of right now, this is the only show this summer and the only festival show that will be playing this year. The URL to check that out is guitarsunderthestars.net. Guitarsunderthestars.net is the Oregon version of the Guitars Under the Stars festival. I don't know if it's a franchise. It looked like there was some in Austin, so I'm not sure. But that's the one that you can check out where we'll be playing next month. I also wanted to mention another quick housekeeping item, which is that our website, henryschild.com, got pushed from development to production a little bit early. And it's not that things are off or it looks weird or anything like that. It's that the autoresponder, which is the email that you receive when you sign up for our newsletter list, that is not written, and the third-party software that I use for that isn't quite set up yet. So if you did sign up for the newsletter on the website, you will be getting an email probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So aside from that, and getting ready for the Guitars Under the Stars show, I have a question for you. Who would you like to have on the Am I Crazy or Am I Raving podcast? The only requirement that I have for guests is that it would be someone who has some sort of connection, even if it's a loose thread, to one of the members of Henry's Child. But I really want to serve you. I want to create content and curate content that is interesting to you about Henry's Child. The two best ways to let me know who you'd like to have on the Am I Crazy or Am I Raving podcast is to either leave a comment or a message through Facebook at the Henry's Child site, or you can write us directly at henryschild@henryschild.com. Two double Henry's Childs. You can't forget that one. If you're in Eugene tonight, go check out the Jollymon Show at Old Nick's in downtown Eugene. You can come hang out with Rich and I at the Utopia Show tomorrow night at Revolution Hall up in Portland. And, of course, the whole band will be at the Doug Fir CD release show for Jollymon to support those guys. And, of course, make plans for Guitars Under the Stars coming up July 28th. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll talk to you soon.